Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing Pickle, Rick from TryHackMe. I rate this box about as super easy, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so to get started, I'm actually going to open my terminals here. Let me just split my terminals here also. Okay, so we do have that IP address. I'm going to start a ping scan on here. See if we do have a connection to the box, which we do. So I'm going to run a mmap -sc, we'll -do sv, we'll scan all ports on that machine. We'll actually do -v so we can see the ports as it is being discovered. So I'm going to seed into my TryHackMe Pickle. You have nothing under here. Let me just zoom out. Okay. We do have port 22 and also port 80. So since we do have port 80 for open HTTP, I'm going to do go buster dir mode -u. We'll do -w as a user share word list dirt buster. We'll do directory list 2.3 medium.txt. We'll specify the extensions as HTML, PHP, and TXT. So I'm going to visit the IP address right here. Right here we just got some text here. Doesn't seem like we need anything here. We'll do Control U to view the source code. Viewing at the source code, we do get this comment here. Sends out as a username. We can probably use that to brute force, or unless we do have a panel. So now we do have a username as Rick Rules. We can press enter on that. We also do have port 22 for open SSH. We do get login.php and portal.php, so let's try to visit our login.php. Just copy this. We'll do login.php, and we can delete the view source here. We can press on that, and we do get a username. So I'd be guessing that this would be the username. So I'm gonna just try default creds as admin and pass or password. It doesn't seem like to work right. I'm going to Control U on login.php to view the source code. It doesn't seem like we have anything here. So let's check back at our Go Buster. Next thing, if I can't find anything, I usually just run a nicto scan on here. So I'm gonna do nicto -host. We can press enter on that. On the IP address actually. So we can just copy the IP address here. And we can wait for this to scan. Okay, so here we actually do get robots.txt. So let's try to check out our robots.txt. I'm just gonna copy this and go under robots.txt. We can press enter on this. We do get a string. Let's try this on the username and password. And we do get a login successful, right? So this is called the Rick portal. Let's check out the other tabs here that we have. It seems like this is all the same. So under commands, it seems like we can't execute commands. So we have command execution. We do, right? So we can actually cat one of these out. So let's try to cat this out. And there does seem to be some type of filtering, right? We could bypass this with burp. The next thing I would do is actually check if what programs we can run on this machine. So let's check out Python, let's check out which Python 3 on here probably. So we can run Python 3. So let's make some lists for whitelist. For programs that we can run, user bin Python 3. Let's check if we can actually run netcat. We do have netcat as just nc, right? So the first thing we can do, since we do have Python 3 installed, we can do Python 3 reverse one-liner. Since we're going to get a connection back on our machine, I'm going to do rwrap netcat -lnvp. We'll do some port 4444. I'm going to do ifconfig. We do have our IP address right here, so I'm going to copy that. I'll just start an rwrap again on port 4444. We do have, don't know why I X'd that out, but looking at this, we can go under here. We do have a Python one-liner, so I'm going to edit this here. So I'm going to go under my notepad or leaf pad. We're going to change this to Python 3 since this is going to be executing Python 3. We do have, let me spread this out more. we do have the port that's going to be run on port 4444, and we're going to connect on my IP address. So looking back over here, we do have 10.0, which is the IP of the VPN. Okay, so now we can just copy this here. And now we can enter this into the commands. Let's try to execute this. Looking at this, we do get a shell under var www.html. So we can clear this, right? Since we don't have a password, it's always good to check if we have a password on here. So it's, we don't have a password, but it's always good to check sudo -l, right? Here it shows that we can run all as we can run sudo as all. So we can just do sudo switch users, and we're simply just root. We can do ls, and we do have a third .txt. We can press enter on that, and that would be one of the ingredients. So let's just export term equals xterm. If you did want to get a persistent SSH connection as root, you can actually add this under the authorized keys. So we can go under .ssh ls. We do have authorized keys. So let me just split my terminal again. We can go under cd.ssh. We'll do ssh. We can use a keygen. We can press enter. We can overwrite my key, and we only want to transfer our public key to that. So we can just cat id underscore rsa.pub. So we can just copy this. For this to work, since there is an SSH key on here, we can actually just add our own on here. So we can just do SSH key to, or put a blank space here. So we can add our SSH key under authorized underscore keys. And we should have a blank space in there. So once that happens, let's do this. Since we don't have a persistent SSH connection on here, we can just use echo for this. We can use echo. Let me open this up. We can use echo, and we can transfer this to authorized underscore keys. So now we can just copy this, and we want to make this into a read and write only. So we can just press enter on that. We'll do chmod 600 authorized underscore keys. So now, since we do have our public key on the target, we can do SSH as root at the IP address. We can do -i as RID underscore RSA as our private key, right? Once we do that, we do get a login successful, and now we do have a persistent SSH connection, right? Now we do ID, and we are root, right? I just want to show you guys like a little helpful trick to get a good shell on the box using the authorized keys, right? Well guys, that's pretty much in the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.